bigger countries. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. I request you to stay on with us. There are some breaking updates that are coming in. Now, we're learning that the Constitutional Chamber of Venezuela Supreme Court has ordered on the 4th of January, that is today, that Vice President Delcy Rodríguez will assume the role of acting president of the country in the absence of Nicolás Maduro, who was, of course, detained in an operation by US forces. The court ruling said that Rodríguez would assume the office of President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela in order to guarantee administrative continuity and the comprehensive defense of the nation. The ruling added that the court will debate the matter in order to determine the applicable legal framework to guarantee the continuity of the state, the administration of government and the defense of sovereignty in the face of the forced absence of the President of the Republic. In further updates, reportedly at least 40 people, including civilians and members of the Venezuelan military, were killed in the attack according to preliminary assessments. US forces deployed more than 150 aircraft to eliminate air defenses, clearing the way for helicopters to insert troops, who then moved on President Nicolás Maduro's location. There was no immediate public confirmation from the White House or the Pentagon regarding the casualty figures or the full scope of the operation. So, of course, some major updates coming in. Major General A.K. Sibach, defense expert, continues to be with us. So, we're now learning that at least 40 people, including civilians, have lost their lives in Venezuela. And a very interesting point that was raised earlier was, what kind of a precedence does this sort of an action by the US against another country set? Tomorrow if China is to carry out similar action in Taiwan, the United States is not going to have any backing, any stand to, speak against it. So, what sort of a precedence do you see this sort of an action setting, this sort of an action by the United States of America?
This is a very wrong precedent which is set, but US is known for doing such action. You see, in 1990 they did it in Panama, they did it in Iraq when they claimed that there have been chemical weapons in Iran which were not found in Iraq, and the same thing they did it in Libya. So the point is, as far as America is concerned, they have a history of intervening any regime which they find it working against the interest of US. Now, as far as this issue comes, that what lesson it is going, or in case the China intervene in Taiwan, or China by force trying to take Taiwan, where does the US stand? That is a mute question, and the same thing happened when Russia also attacked on Ukraine. So it is basically you are attacking on the territorial integrity and sovereignty of an independent nation. So it's such a bad precedent, there is no doubt about it. And it is going to have an impact in the international forum. But is there any solution to it in case if the matter goes to United Nations Security Council? Is there going to be something coming out of it? Unlikely, because America will use a veto power in that. So the point now is that what America wanted was regime change in Venezuela. It was eyeing for the oil rich area of that, and the companies of US will work there, and the dominance of China from there will no more there. In the Western Hemisphere, it is US all the way. Now, that was the message they wanted to send. Can some other country interfere, whether it is Russia, China or Iran? To me, it looks like that are very limited. They can speak about it, they can give the weapons and all, nothing more than that they can do. Now Venezuela will be governed by America till the time they want it, and the American companies will be coming, and they will be the one which will be running the oil companies in Venezuela. So the whole things have changed, but certainly it has set a bad precedent, and very rightly brought out by Ambassador that as on today the US president has no power to take action against other nation until it takes approval of Congress. That has not been taken. So therefore, though Donald Trump is justifying that they don't recognize he's a dictator and he came manipulated election in 2024, he has come, all said and done, a very wrong precedent has been set in the world that if US does today, if China does tomorrow in Taiwan, what will be then reaction of US? And and also Russia has done in Ukraine. So overall, one can say the action done by US was not legal. It was against the international norm. It has done only for their personal gain. The charges of necroterrorism and drug trafficking have been more created than the actual on the ground. Malvika.
Absolutely, sir. Ambassador Yogesh Gupta, I would like to come back to you as well with this, you know, as Major General A.K. Sibaj pointed out that when it is the US that takes this sort of an action, there is very little